Electric car charging may be considered as a basic need in the state of California, and other states are considering similar legislation. That's what they are going to be looking at in a couple of weeks. I'll tell you what they're considering, and I also tell you why Tesla is exempt out of this. Tesla, owns the largest charging network in the world, really, but they're going to be exempt, even though everybody else will have to abide by this one. Overall, it's good for consumers. So let's talk about that coming up next. Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric. Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. Go ahead and click on that subscribe button and the bell notification icon down there so to miss anything moving forward. And of course, thank you to all of my Patreons. Boom. This is my Patreon community, and John and Michelle, thank you for joining as a family. I appreciate it. The only place to watch me live, and most importantly, thank you for supporting my independent channel. All right, so let's talk about the state of California. Obviously, I feel like we're leaders in the U.S. As far as green energy and electric car movement is concerned. Though there are other states like, I don't want to divide my audience here, but you have to say that we've been doing pretty good. Tesla is headquartered here, and a lot of other North American headquarters of different companies, including Biden, my sponsor, are here as well. Now, here's a new legislature that they're considering here, going to be considering, and I actually think it's a pretty good idea. So, what it looks like, the basic idea behind this is that car charging, essentially refueling, is kind of a basic need enough where you have to be able to purchase it with a credit card and a phone. And that's what they are going to be mandating if this passes, is basically that if you have a public charging network or stations, you have to accept credit cards. So it's going to be, I think, starting July of 2020 if this passes. And I think they have a certain amount of years to retrofit the ones that are already in place, have a phone number, toll-free phone number, so people can initiate the charging sessions just using their phones. Now, I know all of these networks have their memberships, and that's kind of the only way right now how you can initiate your charging a session. But this law would require anybody. You don't have to be a member. You can just pull up whatever station it is. Boom, you can put the credit card in or get on the phone and give them the credit card number, and they have to refuel you. Now, I know there are some concerns about this is yet another way to get hacked, to get your identity stolen. I don't quite understand that argument because, listen, if there's a points of sales everywhere, right? You go to the gas station, you pay with your credit card if you choose to. That's just the way it is. Obviously, there are no attendants at the charging stations, so there's not like you can hand a cash to someone. Of course, if you want to be super secure about this and still use credit cards, you can have prepaid Visa cards. So there are ways around it. So I'm a little bit surprised that people are out there kind of, waving the red flags already. I just don't think that's an issue. But overall, I think that's good that this is considered to be a thing. Really, that's what this is all about. It's kind of considered to be a thing. But here's the thing that actually bothers me, that everyone has to do this. Electrify America, EVgo, all of the charging networks except for Tesla, believe it or not. So let me show you the exemption phrase that's in there that exempts Tesla. And let's talk about it, if it's actually good or bad for Tesla drivers. Really. Before that, of course, a quick reminder that this video and this channel is sponsored by Byton. Check out the all-electric SUV called M-Byte coming to the US and Europe at the end of next year, starting at only $45,000 before the incentives. And look how quick and easy it is to reserve one. If you haven't done one already, I don't know why, but it costs you nothing, $0 to reserve one. And really took me about a minute, and boom, you can see everything. So go to the description of this video to reserve your Byton today. All right, so let's look at this exemption phrase, and boom, it says basically an EVSE, so it's electric vehicle station, whatever. This is the charging station provided by a manufacturer of electric vehicles for the exclusive use by vehicles it manufactures. They are exempt. So this is a list of exemptions, and this is one of them, which I don't quite understand. These are public stations, because they're essentially claiming, well, the Tesla network is not really public stations. Well, they are public. They're just limited to cars that can charge there, that is, Tesla cars. Um, at the same time, I thought the spirit of the law was to basically make sure that if you need to charge, you don't need to be sort of a member. Which, by the way, Tesla owners are members are already. So, and that's kind of all manufacturers going to do it this way anyway. And I mean, Porsche, for example, and I think Chevy, they're all coming up with their own charging networks in one way or another. So I don't quite understand why give exemptions when you're trying to do something good for the sake of those members. And again, right now only Tesla is in play. And when there will be more manufacturers, this problem kind of resolves itself. But I still don't quite understand why Tesla or any charging network that's specifically owned and operated for customers of that network are exempt. Like, for example, will Tesla not let me charge my car if, let's say, I don't have free supercharging and I'm out of charge, but my app is not working, or I have not set up my account with them correctly, or whatever? Sounds like something this law is supposed to be protecting. So I don't understand that point. But nevertheless, I think we're moving in the right direction. It looks like this is a law, or at least a partially this law is actually being considered in a few other states. So that's why I'm kind of talking about it, because if this happens in California, that's great, whatever. But I really do feel like this is something that will be happening around the world, because it is a good law, I think. After, I just think everybody just needs to be included. I think that would make it perfect for me. Let me know what you think about it. Do you think this is something good? Would you like this to be passed in your state or country? Let me know. And of course, don't forget to get on our VIP list, where we're just about to send our weekly bonus story about electric snowmobile. So check it out. Every week we do that. Of course, there's a deal of the month. So sign up at e4electric.com/VIP. All right, guys. Looking forward to your comments as always. Other than that, see you next time, and remember to stay charged.